ברשות כבוד הרב, ייתן לו הקדוש ברוך הוא בריאות טובה, זרע הקודש של קיימא, אריכות ימים ושנים, ימשיך מעלה מעלה להפיץ מעיינותיו חוצה. ברוך השם, you know, he is big מתמיד, learning deep, learning all the day, and so ברוך השם, you have Rabbi like him, בעזרת השם, he will continue להפיץ מעיינותיו חוצה, אמן כן יהי רצון. Okay. I started to tell you about Mukse. There are something, if I can say, most of the Mukse, it's kelim, kli. Kli, it means something that I use it. Stone, it's not kli, it's nothing. Stone, dust, coins. I cannot use coins on Shabbat. Notes of money. I have no use for that on Shabbat. This is mukse completely. But something, kelim, I can use it, but usually some kelim, I use it for something it's not allowed on Shabbat. An example, pot. Why people buy pot? To cook. Yes, to cook. To cook, it's not allowed on Shabbat. But from the other side, I can use it, the pot, to put fruits inside, to put bread, to put cakes. So I have another option. I have option to use it with something that it is allowed. But usually it made for something it's not allowed on Shabbat. Or hammer. Yeah, not car hammer. Yeah, hammer. I buy hammer in my house for what? To fix something. Yes, to fix something on Shabbat. It's not allowed. From the other side, if I want to take hammer and to break nuts, it is allowed. So usually I use the hammer for something it's not allowed on Shabbat, but I can use it for something it is allowed on Shabbat. So Chachamim said about that, it's there are a few conditions. Many times it will be allowed to carry it. An example, צורך גופו and צורך מקומו. An example, I want to eat now. I have here on the table a pot here, and I want to take it and to put a plate to eat. I'm allowed to take the pot and to put it anywhere I want. Even I want to go to my kitchen, and the kitchen it's a little far. Some people, they have Baruch Hashem, big house. When they want to go from the dining room to the kitchen, they have to say Tefilat HaDerech. It's long, yeah. So I want to take it. It will take a few minutes until I will reach. I want to open the איך אומרים ארון? Closet, זה בשביל בגדים. Cabinet, and to put the pot inside. So I'm allowed to do that because Chachamim said that gezerah, mukse, because it is kli, I can use it. People use it during the week, and I use it because I need, I take it because I need the place, that space, I need it to put something on it, I'm allowed. Or I will give you another example. I have a pen. It doesn't matter if the pen costs 50 cents, $1, or it is Mont Blanc, $1,000. It doesn't matter. Pen, I use it to write, yes? So to write on Shabbat, it's not allowed. It means the pen is a kli shemelachto leisur. People use it for isur. And I want to eat, and there is a pen on the place I want to put my plate. I'm allowed to take the pen. I don't have to do it, to push it. No, I am allowed to take it regular in my hand and to put it in the drawer, an example. Why? It's kli shemelachto leisur. About that, you have to know, some rabbis said it's not allowed. Why? Because the pot, I can use it, something it is allowed. I can put fruits on it. Hammer, I can use it for something, it is allowed. But pen, people don't use pen only to write. Yeah? Nobody, you can see, nobody is open the bottle with a pen. No. Yeah? There is not another use except something it's not allowed. So some rabbis said if it is like that, it's Mukse completely. 800 years ago, there was a rabbi, Baal HaMaor, Rabbeinu Zrahia Levi. He said it is not allowed. 2 generations after, Harashba came and he said no, it is allowed. And he proved it from the Gemara from a few places. So almost all the poskim said like Harashba, it is allowed. So even I cannot use it at all. I'm allowed to carry it because if I need the place. So for a pot, I can carry it for 2 things. Or if I want to use it to put fruits on it or cakes or something, or I need the space. It's on it, on the table, an example. I want to use it, I am allowed to take it. צורך גופו או צורך מקומו. Pen, you cannot use it צורך גופו. You cannot use it for anything. Oh, I have clarinet, violin, organ, all kinds like that. I never use, nobody uses these things for heter. You cannot use it for heter. Or more than that. Now, people use the most with what? Cell phone. Most of the people cannot go 1 meter without the cell phone. Yeah? Hashem created us. Hashem gave us here, we have ear and here mouth. Why? To be able to talk on the cell phone. Yeah. So cell phone, I forgot my cell phone on the table. And now, in the place of the cell phone, I want to put plate to eat. I am allowed to take it. More than that, I forgot the cell phone on the table. I forgot a pen on the table. And now it's Shabbat. I come to eat the meal of Shabbat. Kedusha. I don't feel good when there is cell phone on the table. There is a pen on the table. It's not nice. So I'm allowed to take it to different place because it means that I need the space. צורך מקומו. it is allowed. There is a question, and it's not simple. I have a cell phone. By the way, I have to tell you, when I speak about cell phone, I mean when you take it, you touch it, and no electric power you don't make with that. Now most of the cell phones, if you touch it, something happened. You touch it, small, very weak electric power starts. So you can see something like this, like that. So if there is electric power, no way, you are not allowed to touch it. I mean the old cell phone like I have a cell phone, kaparat avonot. Yeah, but he's not smart, he doesn't understand anything. I try to educate him, nothing. So, but my cell phone, if I touch it, nothing happened. So when I say it is allowed to take the cell phone, it's when no electric power. I didn't cause any electric power to work. So I have a cell phone. Some people use the cell phone for alarm in the morning. And my cell phone, I don't know yours. The alarm, when the alarm is on, it starts to work, the alarm. It will not leave you. Again and again, you will beg him, please stop. No, continue hours. Until you touch something, you stop it. So I forgot the alarm on the cell phone next to my bed, Shabbat, and 5 o'clock in the morning, music, he wants me to wake up. I can shout, I can beg him, nothing. Only if I go to sleep in another room. I don't have to do that. And somebody told me, put a towel on it. I told him I put 10. It didn't help. It's a voice big, nothing. So am I allowed to carry it to a different room because of that? Here, it's not the same like I said on the table when you need the space. Here you don't need the space. Just it bothers you. You are not going to use the place that the cell phone was on it. So it's big question. Some rabbis said yes, some rabbis said no. I have a solution, I think the best solution. Take a candy, put on it, and carry it with the candy. Because it is kli, it is allowed. Stone, you cannot put a candy on a stone and to carry it together. The Gemara said no. The Gemara said Hachamim allowed to put a bread or something not mukse on a dead body because of the respect we have to the dead body. He is outside, or if someone, if someone died on Shabbat in his bed, usually we have to take him to the floor because on the bed it's hot, it's not good for him. On the floor it's cold. This is minhag, always to do that. So Shabbat, I have to put on him bread or something that I can eat, and to take him with this. Because of the respect of the dead body, Hachamim allowed. And the Gemara said, only this. Never, don't put something not mukse on the mukse and carry them together. Hachamim didn't allow that. Hachamim didn't allow. But there is a question about that. The Gemara said, if you have a pot and you have food, you cooked food in a pot, and you want to carry the pot with the food, because of the food, the pot became not mukse at all. It's not mukse. It's kli shemelachto leheter. Not mukse. It means because you carry them together, it became allowed. Yeah? The pot itself became not mukse. So, from one side, you say you cannot take a stone and to put something not mukse and to carry them together. Why the pot with the food, it is allowed? So, Shulchan Aruch brings some poskim, they explain the different. Stone, it's a stone, it's nothing. People don't use stones. Yes? So, because it's not kli, it's not allowed to put on it something not muktzeh. But pot, it's kli. Kli. Even usually we use it to cook, but it's kli. It's more important than stone. You cannot compare it. So if it is kli, that you can use it, during the week you use it, when it is with something, another thing, it's not muktzeh, you are allowed to carry it together. So the same thing I say about the cell phone. Cell phone, it's kli. You use it. Yes? So because we use it, it became kli. It is allowed to put something, it's allowed to carry, like I said, like a candy or a cake, put on it, and then you are allowed to carry them together. Kli shemelachto leheter. I spoke about pot and hammer. What about cup? Cup, I use cup. What? For what? Some people, I don't see, maybe 1 in 100 put coins in cup. Yes? But usually we use a cup for what? To drink. Or plate. We use the plate to eat. We use the fork to eat. We use a knife to eat. Only Arabs, they use it to kill. We use, Baruch Hashem, the knife to eat. Yes? All of that, it is allowed to carry on Shabbat. It's not muktzeh at all. It is allowed to carry, but only if I need. For no need, just to carry it, it's not allowed. An example, I sit on Shabbat table, all the family together, and we are singing. Some people, they like to do something, even they are singing or they are talking, they take the cup from here to here. They take the knife, now it's here. They want to keep their hands busy. So why are you doing that? Why do you carry it? So it's not allowed. Shulchan Aruch said, lo letzorech, it's not allowed. But if someone comes to me, he said, Rabbi, I went to the psychologist. I told him that I'm doing that. He said, you have some nerves, you are a little nervous, and because of that, you want to keep your hands busy. Am I allowed now to take this from this? I will tell him, yes, you are allowed. It means he needs to do that. And many people, they need to do something with their hands. They cannot sit like that and to talk, and the hands will be free, hofesh. No, nothing with the hands. No, they want to do something with the hands. So for them, it will be allowed. I have clothes, to wear clothes on Shabbat. It is allowed to carry the clothes because it's heter. The opposite, I have to wear clothes. So it is allowed. Bicycle, we cannot use it on Shabbat. I want to tell you, bicycle depend. There are bicycle very small that the children play with them in the house. This bicycle, it's not muktzeh. It's allowed because it's a toy. It's a toy. But big bicycle, I don't mean about electric bicycle. Electric, of course, it's not allowed. But even it's not electric, it's Ovadin Dehol. And it's big question, Mukse, about Ovadin Dehol. Ovadin Dehol, it's different Derabanan. It's not like all the Derabanan. In a way, it's easier. In a way, another way, it's more difficult. So the halacha, bicycle are kli shemelachto leisur. I'm not allowed to carry the bicycle. But if I have bicycle in my house and I want to move, I want to go, it block my way. I'm allowed to take the bicycle to put it on. It's kli shemelachto leisur. I'm allowed to take it to the side. Or what you call it? Scooter. I told you last time I was here, scooter is not allowed to use it on Shabbat. So if I have a scooter, not electric scooter, regular scooter, but it block my way in the house, I want to remove it, to take it to the other side, I am allowed. Yes, it's kli shemelachto leisur. More than that, car, I have a car. And now, Shabbat, I want to go to open the door. My wife told me, go out, go away from my house. She kissed me, I'm outside now, and I want to sit in the car. I want to sit in the car. Am I allowed to sit in the car? Okay, I will tell you. Somebody asked me that, I told him yes. Somebody asked me, I told him no. How come? I will tell you. Car, it's kli shemelachto leisur. The problem with the car, first of all, now I don't know even one car that there is a regular key. All the keys for the car, it's a button. You have to push the button, so it's not allowed on Shabbat, of course. But sometimes you can cancel it before Shabbat. So when you open the door, nothing electric happen. Nothing. So I can open, nothing will happen. And even the light in the car, I can turn it down and make it off, nothing. So I have a car, I want to impress people, I have, what is the name, I don't know, Porsche. I want to show people that Porsche belongs to me. So I want to go to sit on it. If no electric power, nothing electric power, it is allowed, but there is a problem with that. Mar'it ayn. People see me, they say, wow, the rabbi is driving a car, he is sitting in the car. So people, it doesn't look nice. So if someone asks me, I will tell him, look, if it is closed inside, you have parking inside, nobody sees you, it is allowed. Somebody called me, I told him it is allowed. What was the story? He went from Bnei Brak to Yerushalayim right before Shabbat. And he thought he will be able to reach Yerushalayim before Shabbat. And the man was on his way. It was traffic. He was stuck. And he saw in a few minutes he has to light candles and he has at least half hour to Yerushalayim. So if it is dangerous, pikuach nefesh. But in that case it was not dangerous. Not dangerous. So he called me. He said, Rabbi, what about Kiddush? He was crying. What about Kiddush? I told him, you are going to lose the mitzvah of Kiddush. He said, Rabbi, I have nothing to eat in my car. I have nothing. No cake, nothing. Do I have to fast on Shabbat? It will be like Yom Kippur. I told him, yes, you have. You are not allowed to drive a car on Shabbat because you want to make mitzvah kiddush or to eat. No way. Okay, so he said, do I have to sleep in the field? I told him no. Leave the car open and you can sleep in the car. You can sit, you can sleep in the car. Just take care that not electric power will be. So he was there the whole Shabbat. It was big punishment. He told me, Rabbi, from now on I will go Shabbat early. I will go very early. You know, once it happened in Dil. You know the story. It was Friday. Two buses went from Dil to Manhattan. People walk. Some people walk on Friday, and the radio and TV said, in the evening it will be big storm. And okay, until evening we have time. Suddenly, 11 o'clock, somebody heard on TV that the storm came earlier. 1 o'clock it will start the storm. Immediately they made many telephone calls to all the people that going back. They live in Dil. They took two buses. The two buses, they called them, next to Macy's. They were waiting for them. All the people ran to the buses. 11:30, 12, they left. They started to go. After 1 hour, it was very heavy snow, and they were stuck on the highway. 1 hour. At that time, I remember, no cell phone. Nobody had cell phone. Nobody could call his wife to tell her goodbye. Nothing. So they were in the bus. Some people, all of them religious people. Some people said, we have to leave the bus. There was there one Israeli rabbi, Rabbi Ben Zion Atun. Yeah, many years I think he doesn't come, but he was there. He said, Has v'shalom, don't leave the bus. It's dangerous. Where will you go? In the highway? Well, so stay in the bus. Two buses, they had connection. The buses themselves, they had connection. So he told the man, call your boss, make an announcement to him to tell people that they are stuck, they will be in the bus. Don't worry, everything will be okay. So then Shabbat entered. The rabbi told them, everyone take off your Mukse, everything you have in your pockets, put it in the end of the bus. Okay. Then the bus was going, and they were singing Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Boi Kala, Mizmor Shir Le'yom HaShabbat. They prayed Arbit, and the rabbi told them Divrei Torah. They were singing songs of Shabbat, two buses. And they reached home 11 o'clock at night. 11 o'clock. And the bus went for each one. Usually they leave them and they take the car. Here it took each one to his house, from house to house. And then, and the Mukse, they left it in the bus. After Shabbat he came, everybody took anything was belonged to him. And the rabbi told them also a very important thing. Because we came on Shabbat outside of the Tehum Shabbat, he said, in the morning, no one is allowed to leave the house. Only we have to stay, they had to stay in the house. Somebody said, I live next door of the synagogue. The rabbi said, no way, you have to stay. You are not allowed to go 4 amot. It's 2 meters. No, it's not allowed. You have to stay the whole Shabbat. You are stuck home until Motzei Shabbat. So it was 35 years ago, that story, I remember. But you see, the Mukse, the rabbi told them before Shabbat, take it off, Baruch Hashem, everyone, his wallet, it was okay. But we can see that to be in the bus. Here it's different case because it's pikuach nefesh. Some people, at that storm I remember, Sunday it was written in newspapers that some people, they were stuck, not Jewish, Goyim, they were stuck in the car long time. The gasoline finished, so they left the car, they walked, and they died. Some people died in New York. So it's dangerous. Because of that, the driver of the bus said, I'm not allowed to open the door for you. Some people said, let me go out. No, I'm not allowed to open the door for you. So it was a right decision. So we have to know car, it's kli shemelachto leisur. You know, car, you have, איך אומרים למקום מאחורה, ששמים דברים. The trunk, you have a trunk. People put things. But usually, everyone has closet in the house. He doesn't keep things, only if you want to take them from place to place. So he doesn't use the trunk to put things. But if one Shabbat, I want to take something from the house to put it in the trunk, I am allowed. Only if no electric power I make from that, it is allowed to do that on Shabbat. Okay, Rabotai, בעזרת השם, the Rabbi will continue now? אני צריך כבר ללכת. אוקיי, רבי חנניה בן הקשיא אומר, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא זכות ישראל, לפיכך ריבה להם תורה ומצוות שנאמר, אדוני חפץ למען צדקו, יגדיל תורה ויאדיר.